snowstorm is over and the snow is starting to melt outside. I am so looking forward to the first spring thaw.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've really been just captivated by the Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on. Hey guys. Sorry. We're just talking about our little issue with the weather and everything. So sorry about that.
This week for the Cartoon Show, we are, well, since this episode is long overdue, because we've been dealing with blizzards and dropping temperatures.
He's been dealing with the cold. I've been dealing with the warm. Like, we're completely different opposites here.
We've been trying to find ways to update our videos lately because we've been sort of lacking in view numbers.
Probably because we're just getting the slow comeback, because that happens usually. Because usually at the start of the year, just a whole side note, usually at the start of the year, channels start slowly, and then as the months go on, they climb back up. That from my experience.
Hopefully this week will be a lot better because, as you guys probably know by now, Disney and Pixar's latest animated movie, Hoppers, is hitting theaters this week, and it's directed by the one and only Daniel Chong, the creator of We Bare Bears, and stars Bobby Moynihan, who plays King George the Beaver.
Well, not only that, but I'm also hearing that Eric Edelstein, I don't know how to say that, and Dimitri Martin, respectively Grizz and Ice Bear, they also have their voices in new characters, but we don't really know too much about them yet. There seems to be some kind of Easter egg regarding We Bare Bears, but that's the thing that he's not telling us. Apparently we have to see it.
But to get you guys excited for Daniel Chong's directorial debut in Pixar's soon-to-be masterpiece, which I assume is going to be pretty good, we've decided to take a look back at his popular Cartoon Network show and see how it came to be.
Alright, I know what we're going to do. Well, we're going to go with the first episode and something like that again, talk about the episodes for a few more minutes again, right?
Actually, no. Because I was thinking we could talk about the original comic strips and the show's pilot episode. We're going way back to the beginning, baby.
That's bad news for me, because I've seen parts of the pilot, but not the whole thing, because I've looked everywhere for this pilot. I'm serious. I've looked everywhere. It's extremely hard to find for me. Like, I just can't find it.
Well, lucky for you, I managed to save a copy of the pilot, so we can talk about it. But first, let's talk about the original comic strip entitled The Three Bear Bears.
3 Bear Bears? Is that real?
Yeah, apparently they went from being obscure comic strip stars to television stars.
What?
Grizz, Panda, and Ice Bear started out in a series of short-lived webcomics that put them in different kinds of scenarios. Only 10 of them were made between 2009 to 2011, and they were first published by Dumb Comics before being shared on their very own blog site in 2011.
Okay.
In fact, in the first one, entitled Goldie and the Three Bears, it basically followed the bears, meaning a little blonde-haired girl in pink attire.
Are we really doing these porch jokes again? How many times, I've said this on a few occasions with many fairy tales and movies, how many times are we going to tell the same darn story? We know how this plays out!
Actually, it's not a retelling of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It actually follows the bears and this unnamed girl playing a game of Duck, Duck, Goose, but Grizz, or originally Grizzly, claws her in the back when he was when he was supposed to tag her, and, kills her by accident.
No comment. No comment. Thank you.
Well, actually, these comic strips were actually geared more towards an adult audience because in other installments, the bears were actually able to drink beer and other alcoholic beverages in a couple of these other comics.
Oh, so it's kind of like how Bluey was supposed to be an adult animated series. Okay, I see now.
Actually, when Cartoon Network greenlit the series, a couple of these comics had to be deleted from the internet, so people won't think that the bears will do these kinds of things for younger viewers.
Yeah, no stuff!
And also the bears' personalities were definitely upgraded as the show evolved from the comics leading into the pilot episode. Grizz and Ice Bear are helping Panda. Well, actually, they're taking Panda out to go get some ice cream to help him get over his internet girlfriend breaking up with him.
Panda!
Along the way, they run into a child's birthday party, and Grizz convinces them to join the party, but they're having trouble fitting in with the underage crowd.
Well, that makes sense because look how far that got into the show itself. I mean, bears trying to fit with humans. It's realistically, that's not really possible, so...
But it's possible in a cartoon, because this is all just fictional entertainment. I can actually kind of relate to the having trouble fitting in sort of thing, because sometimes it can be hard for an autistic person like me to fit in. I will say, though, the way that the bears looked in this pilot compared to how they looked in the series is actually pretty noticeable, because in their body shapes. Because here in the pilot, they have more of a summer squash kind of shape, like this. But then later on in the show, they had sort of a round bean shape, like this.
Yeah, and then their cave itself looked more, well, cave-like, per se, you know? It wasn't like a house in disguise like we saw in the actual show. There's also a couple of very eerie things. Like, how did the backgrounds kind of look like they're from regular show? And is this supposed to be a Clarence imposter with a logo? What's going on here?
This was like the very first We Bare Bears cartoons, so of course they changed things up when the series was fully greenlit and the first season started rolling out. And there were also a couple of cultural references, like when Panda was playing this Guitar Hero toy guitar.
Yeah.
I remember I had one of those.
I thought that was pretty random, but apparently at the very start, I remember this like this very weird music that was playing. And it was like with this bear. Like, was this bear like scratching its back on like a tree or something?
Well, I have seen something like that in the original Disney Jungle Book movie.
Oh God!
But there was also a reference to the Just Dance video games and.
Oh God!
Oh, and that lawn slide definitely brought back some childhood memories of mine. But there was actually something that was cut from the pilot that was actually fully animated.
What?
Well, basically, Daniel Chong confirmed on Tumblr that one of the photos that the bears took with Panda's phone during the party montage was of the partygoers screaming in fear as Ice Bear holds a dead moose in his arm.
Huh?
Ice Bear was holding a dead moose.
That would have been on Adult Swim, like, immediately if Cartoon Network saw that. They're like, get that thing out of here! Put it on Adult Swim! What are you doing?
Yeah, I can definitely see why it was cut, even though it was supposed to be funny.
I thought that some of the episodes in the movie on its own were dark as heck, but nothing like this! Like, what the heck?
Lastly, who here thinks that ice cream cake looks so good?
Unpopular opinion, and I know some of you guys are probably going to be like, what the heck, Jared? But I prefer that and cookie cakes.
Same. Definitely same. But anyway, I think that pretty much covers the We Bare Bears pilot and the Three Bare Bears comic strips.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
It definitely shows how rather interesting things got for the Bears before Cartoon Network themselves turned them into the lovable trio that we know them for today. But for right now, just let us know in the comments, all that stuff. Share this on Twitter, all your social media accounts. Like, subscribe, all that familiar jazz. You know, all the good stuff that we keep saying.
Don't forget to go see Disney and Pixar's Hoppers. It'll definitely be worth seeing if you like to have a good laugh. From talking beavers and that lizard we've been seeing all across the internet.
Enough of the lizard!
Sheesh, don't need to bite people's necks off because they're talking about a computer-animated lizard.
That does nothing! It just, like... That's it! That's all it does!
The lizard is one of the main characters in the movie,
no, and
I had him write the description for this video.
What?
Yep. So if you see any lizard icons in the description, you know who to talk to.
Lizard, you little...
Lizard, 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 lizard. Lizard.